Now we will see what is capital. The meaning of capital. Capital means commercial resources with which a company carries out its business. Okay, the commercial resources with which a company carries out its business, these are known as capital. For a company limited by shares, okay, the company which are limited by shares, the capital means share capital. Okay, the share capital is the capital. That is capital in terms of shares divided into specified numbers, each having fixed value. Suppose this is the total capital and this capital has been divided into shares. Okay, a specified number like here 1 2 3 4 5 6, the specified numbers, there are 6 shares. Okay, and each having fixed value, like each share is of 5 rupees. Okay, so when the capital is in this form, it is in the share capital form. It is in the companies which are limited by shares. In those companies the capital is in the form of share capital. The companies which are limited by guarantee or unlimited company, they need not have share capital. Okay, they need not have their capital being divided into shares. So this was the definition or meaning of capital. What are the different kinds of capitals? Firstly, what are nominal, authorized and registered capital? In a company limited by shares, okay, the company which is having share capital, okay, there this sum stated in memorandum of association is known as nominal capital. Okay, the sum which is stated in the memorandum, that is called as nominal capital. And the capital with which the company is registered, it is known as registered capital. And the maximum amount a company is authorized to raise by issuing shares, it is known as authorized capital. So nominal capital, registered capital and authorized capital. What is issued capital? The nominal value of shares issued, it is known as issued capital. Suppose a company issue a prospectus in which it says that we are issuing shares worth 1000 rupees. Okay, so this will be called as issued capital, and if anyone is interested, they can take the shares, they can buy the shares, and each share will be of having value 10 rupees. So there will be 100 shares. So the persons can subscribe, the public can subscribe these shares. So this is issued capital. This what is subscribed capital and or allotted capital? The portion of issued capital taken up by subscribers or allotted to them. Suppose out of these issued capital, public buy 60 shares. Okay, so 60 into 10, so the subscribed or allotted capital will be 600. What is called up capital? The portion of subscribed capital the company called up or demanded. As we have seen in the previous video, that there is no need that the whole amount has to be paid at the beginning only. The subscriber, they can pay application fee or some amount at the time of allotment, and they can pay the remaining amount later. Suppose there is a share whose value is 100 rupees. Okay, so he has subscribed for 100 rupees share, but the company has called or demanded only 20 rupees. Okay, out of the 100 rupees, it is not asking for whole 100 rupees, it is only asking for 20 rupees. So this amount, this 20 rupees, it will be called as called up capital. What is uncalled capital? Amount not yet called up or demanded by company, which the shareholders are liable to pay as and when called. Okay, the remaining amount 80 rupees, it is called uncalled capital. The company has not demanded it yet. What is paid up or unpaid capital? When called up, the amount is paid up, it is called as paid up capital. If the amount remaining, it is called unpaid capital. Suppose now the 20 rupees have already paid, the remaining amount is 80. Now out of 80 the company demands or calls 40 rupees, and the subscriber he only pays 20 rupees out of 40. Then the paid up capital will be this 20 rupees, and unpaid capital which has not been paid out of 40, it will be 20. Okay, so the amount remaining will be 20, it will be unpaid capital. What is reserve capital? That portion of uncalled capital which the company has decided by special resolution not to call. Okay, so till now we have called 20, then after that 40, total is 60. 60 has been called up. Okay, out of 60, and after that the remaining is 40. So this amount has not yet been called. Okay, so that the portion of uncalled capital which the company has decided, so by the company by special resolution it says that out of this uncalled capital 40 rupees, it will never call 10 rupees. Okay, it can call at any time 30 rupees, but it will not call the 10 rupees. In that situation these 10 rupees will be called reserve capital. Except in event of winding up, different from capital reserve which is created out of profits. But this 10 rupees, it is not like that it will never be called up. In the event of winding up, when the company is liquidated, at that time it will be called, it will be demanded from the shareholder. What are share capital? Share capital is of two kinds. First is preference share capital, another one is equity share capital. Preference share capital means the share capital which fulfills two requirements as regards dividends, preferential right to be paid, fixed amount or amount calculated at a fixed date. Okay, when the dividend is distributed, the profits are distributed, the holders of preference shares they are paid first before the equity shareholders. Okay, the preference shareholders are given preference in the payment. They are paid a fixed amount or any amount calculated at a fixed rate. And in the event of winding up, preferential right to repayment of capital. Oh, and in the time of event winding up also, they are given preferential right over the equity shareholders. Okay, the equity shareholders are entitled to residue of divisible profits after preference shareholders have been paid. Okay, after the preference shareholders have been paid, like they have been paid first the amount, then the remaining amount. Okay, the residue of the divisible profit, the residue, the equity shareholders they are given the residue. What is fixed capital and circulating capital or floating capital? Fixed capital is part of paid up share capital invested in fixed assets acquired for retention and use, like land, building, plant, machinery. Okay, that part of paid up capital. Okay, that for the for which the payment has been done, that part of paid capital which is invested in fixed assets. Okay, these assets are acquired for retention and use. What are these assets? Land, building, plant, machinery, these are fixed assets, the capital which is invested in it. And what is circulating or floating capital? The part of paid up share capital which is invested in acquiring current assets. Okay, which are not fixed assets. It is, these assets are required in day to day business operations. Like, what are these assets? Like bill of exchange, goods in stock, they keep on fluctuating, they are not fixed. These were fixed and floating capital. Now what is working capital? The excess of current capital over current liabilities. Suppose the current capital is 500 rupees and the current liabilities, okay, there are 400 rupees, then the working capital will be 100 rupees. What is debenture capital or loan capital? The capital raised by issue of debentures. Okay, when debentures are issued, the capital raised is known as debenture capital. It is not capital in true sense. Okay, it is borrowing, it is like a loan, it is debt due on company. The debenture holders are treated as creditors of the company. The holders of debentures, they are treated as creditors of the company. What is venture capital? The capital provided at early stage to high potential and high risk entrepreneurs to their startup companies by owing equities. This is known as venture capital. The companies like Sequoia Capital India, they provide venture capital to startup companies. Okay, so this was capital. We have seen the meaning of capital. Okay, the commercial resources which are used to carry the business. What is capital in company limited by share? It is share capital. What is the company is limited by guarantee or a limited company, they need not have share capital. Kinds of capital like nominal capital, authorized capital, the capital at the time of registration. What is issued capital? Okay, what is subscribed or allotted capital? What is called up capital? What is uncalled capital? What is paid up or unpaid capital? What is reserve capital? What is share capital? It's kind like preference share capital and equity share capital. What are fixed capital and circulating or floating capital? What is working capital? What is debenture capital or loan capital? What is venture capital? If you do the revision for one or more times, you will get the concept of all these capitals. Okay, if you want the PDF for the revision of these notes, you can get the download link from the description or comment box. If you are interested, you can get it from there. Next will be share, which we will cover in next video.